Amanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu desana saddhammang munirajassa sunantu sagga mokkadang parittassavana kalo ayam bhadanta parittassavana kalo ayam bhadanta Dhammasavana kalo ayang bhadanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi Sadhu 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 Most Venerable Ashrava Mahathera, the abbot of Maha Bodhi Society in Bengaluru, and most venerable other monks, and also we have novice monks, Upasaka and Upasika. It is a great pleasure that we gathered here today, 24th August. So Sunday, Dhamma talk. So since I am having very few minutes time, I am trying with level best to sum up the speech so as possible for everybody to be with the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Today I am going to talk about triple gem, which means we are every day doing, I take refuge in Buddha, Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, I take refuge in Dhamma, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, I take refuge in Sangha, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. So we have heard, we have practiced, we have chanted. It's very beneficial chanting, it's a beneficial thinking. All the three are meditation objects. We call them Buddhanusati Bhavana, Dhammanusati Bhavana, Sanghanusati Bhavana. It is so much connected with all the three things. So that is the nature. Think wonderfully. What a wonderful meditation object that we take early at any time when we go to the take refuge in Buddha and Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So I am going to give a nice talk today. It is about rabbits because we have small monks here. I am going to talk about rabbits. It's a story. So as possible to get something into even the story about rabbits, but we can learn a lot from rabbits. Once in the past, there was a rabbit. There were so many flock of rabbits. They were enjoying so much, eating food and dancing, playing. After everything is over, one of the rabbits went to a place, very peaceful place, and he sat there under a palmyra tree. You know, palmyra tree is the kind of tree we call thala. Very huge leaves. And then that is what we call in Pali language thala, rukka. Then the rabbit was sitting there enjoying. And then he was sitting under that Talapatta. That means leaf. Talapatta means leaf. The rabbit was sitting very comfortably and lying very just started sleeping. All of a sudden, the fruit of tal fall into the Talapatta. That means a palmyra tree leaf. Just in between sleep and also on the way to sleep. Awaken, then the situation. Then he heard the sound. The sound make him fear within him. He was he was so afraid. Then he started running. So he ran, and because of he thought that something happened in there. Because he was in between sleep and he was in an awakened situation. Then just merely situation. Then the sound it came to him. The whole world is in turbulent situation. You know the word turbulent? Turbulent situations like something very fast, very big sound, and the whole world is changing, and then wind and earth are moving very fast. Such a situation. He thought that this is a story, okay? And he heard this, and he was running, and then he told while he was running, some other people, other animals was asking, "Oh, why this guy is running?" He says, "It is turbulent coming. Whole world is moving. Then I am running." Then all other animals also, those who have 4 legs and more legged, and they were also running after him. And they were running so far. Then they came to a certain extent. There was one lion roaring. "Hey guys, what are you doing? You see the turbulence is coming. The whole is moving. The whole world is moving." And the rabbit is running still, and other animals also running. The lion says, standing like this, "What are you talking about? What kind of turbulence you're talking about? I can't see any turbulence, or I can't see any kind of changes behind you. Take it easy." Then, what do you mean? Then the lion was so strong and very determined. And then they were listening to, rabbit was listening, and other beings also sitting and listening. When we come in front of the Buddha, we are in the same position. We are in the same position. When we meet the Buddha, when we read the Buddha's teaching, when we follow the Buddha's on enlightened monks, we are going to be the same position. So now today I am going to say this story in another way. When we listen Dhamma, the story is an excellent story that you can, even small monks, novice monks, they can think. One day, maybe today they are listening some words, slowly, gently, they may try to understand. That's the story will remain with them. Some of them they keep more longer and observing. And everybody can be with this story. So now I am going to summarize what we are going to say in Dhamma. When we say in Dhamma, we say it's very important to think. The main purpose of Dhamma, we have the benefits of Dhamma, Asutan Sunati. When we listen Dhamma, we listen something not heard before. Pali word is Asutan Sunati. Then what does it mean by Asutan Sunati? Normally we hear many things in the world, day-to-day life. We listen, we hear. They are based on anger, they are based on hatred, they are based on delusion. Venerable Renukane Chandamila Mahanayaka Thera, he has written a book about 1,500 different kind of defilements in our mind. very clearly written in the book. 1,500 different kind of defilements are there, related to anger, related to hatred, and related to delusion. Such a wonderful book. And he has very clearly mentioned all the defilements in the mind. When we keep our mind free from anger, hatred, and delusion, then we can see Asutan Sunati. It's something very new we hear. Then hearing is one of the methods that we can develop our wisdom. We keep our mind free from anger. We keep our mind free from hatred. We keep our mind free from delusion. Then Asutan Sunati. In such an opportunity, we are going to listen something, hear something, ear pleasant. Then that we have to reflect on that, what we heard. And nowadays we have even different another methods of observing, learning. We are reading books. Those days it was listening is one of the methods that we can gain knowledge. Nowadays we have different methods. Reading books and also think, reflection and mind and meditation, different methods. Asutan Sunati. So we listen something. The first one is Asutan Sunati. We listen something new, which is free from anger, hatred, delusion, and we keep our mind very pleasant state. Sutam Pariyodapeti, the second one. What I hear, what I heard, we go deeper into that one. Sutam Pariyodapeti. When we go deeper inside, then we see very clearly whether the thoughts that arises, what I heard is correct or wrong, right or wrong. We reflect, we go through, and then we make it very solid. Oh, now I feel comfortable, I feel relaxed, I feel it is like my own, and I feel it is our own. This communal practice, the way of nature of that Dhamma is a communal practice. It is not an individual thing. When we are talking about loving kindness, this is a communal practice. We practice together. We are practicing with the nature. Sutam Pariyodapeti. We feel such a strong vibration. Sutam Pariyodapeti. It goes through all the senses that I feel 100% self-confidence that I am practicing very proper path. Sutam Pariyodapeti. When I come to that mental level, that is what we call Sutam Pariyodapeti. And the third one is Kankang Vitarati. The third thing. What does it mean, Kankang? That means doubts are fading away. If I have been having some kind of bhaktivada, the word bhakti is a kind of faith. It is available in among the beings. Bhaktivada fade away. Viswasa, that means another kind of mental way of thinking. Viswasa fade away. And then slowly, gently move our awareness to confidence, 100% confidence, self-confidence. And we feel, I know, I notice, my mind is free from anger, my mind is free from hatred, my mind is free from delusion, and I establish my awareness on Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Doubts are gone away, fade away. Chittamasa pasidati. My mind is full of joy. My mind is full of happiness. My mind is always circulating with full of happiness. Love, compassion, appreciative joy, patience, harmony. Yeah. Chittamasa pasidati. That is the Buddha's Dhamma. That is the nature of the Buddha Dhamma in brief. So I think It's a long subject. The subject has to be taught very clearly, can be taught by the only Buddhas. Regarding the Buddhas, the qualities of the Buddha just only taught, can be taught by another Buddha, not anybody else. So then anyway, I am putting my full effort to make you understand what is Buddha. The Buddha, do you know, when we are going to talk about Buddha, this word comes from Buddh. The root of the word is Buddh, to understand. Understanding. Understand what? The real nature of existence. Understanding the real nature of existing. And that is what we call Buddh, to understand the Buddha. The root is very deep. Root is very deep in our heart. So that is the word that comes from a very deep place in from our heart. When we are talking about, now we can take Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, who passed away 2500 some years ago. You know, to become a Buddha, he got his inspiration many years ago. Not 1 year, not 2 years. We call a certain period of time, we call Kappa. Many Kappas. The story of Kappa is there and very clearly in the Buddha's teaching. If I am going to say 1,200 Buddhas time, he was putting effort to get this. As a Bodhisattva, he got the inspiration from his mother. Since then, 1,200 Buddhas time, he was practicing. As a result of such a long practice, he developed 10 perfections. I am trying with level best to give this speech in brief, so as possible to cover up within 30 minutes. 1,300 Buddhas. As a result of them, Buddha Deepankara's in front, he started establishing 10 perfections. Dana, Sila, so forth, all the 10 perfections. As a result of practicing 10 perfections, he was born in higher realm, divine being, divine realm. And after a certain period of time, all the divine beings are inviting to the Bodhisattva. Now the time is matured enough to come to the suitable place and try to become the Buddha. And train to become the Buddha. That is how he was born in Mahabharata by that time. He came to the place, suitable place. He was looking for suitable parents, suitable atmosphere, and then he was born there. As a result of, when he was 29 years, he renounced. That means he knew the beauty of the material world. Now I am going to say in few things. We all are in the material world today. About 45 years ago, when I was in the age of 13, maybe 50 years ago, I came to Bangalore. By that time, this whole area was full of forest. I liked it very much. And I went to Madras and I went all around India. So then it was very beautiful. It was like a sponge of water. All everywhere, nice trees and beautiful. And very huge urbanization went on for the last few years' time. It's continuing. We human beings are also running after the material desires and wishes. I want to fulfill the things like that. So now, when we are going to, that is the nature of we are still running. We are running after endless running in the material world. our desire, greed, hatred, and delusion based. Now is the time for us to think from a step. Since Siddhartha was aware about this matter very clearly, on the spot, on the same day as he saw this different kind of things outside the palace, and he decided to renounce. He knew that this is a dangerous place. People are suffering. And he knew that very clearly. He didn't want to remain as a prince in the palace, enjoying the luxurious life. Then he renounced. He was in the forest for 6 years. That lifetime was not easy. Now we have nice cloth. We don't worry so much. When it is cold, we can put on different cloth and we can feel comfortable. When we are hungry, we can eat some food. By being in the forest, when the winter season comes, terrible cold, then still he was there. When hunger, it was suffering. So as a result, then he did not move any single second. He did not move his mind. Determination of being the Buddha, fully enlightened, for the betterment of all beings. As a result of that, he became fully enlightened. Without Buddha, the whole world is still in the darkness. Since he saw the path, we have the path. We have in the proper time. Though it has gone 2000 years, we still have the Dhamma. We know the way. We can understand stuff very slowly, little by little, how to find inner peace and harmony. So that we are there. When once he became a fully enlightened Buddha, then I am going to change when he continued the same way as until he fully passed away. We call it parinibbana. That means fully immense the end of his life. He had such a wonderful lifetime, sharing the Dhamma, giving wonderful teachings to the beings, and enlightening other beings, and making other people open their eyes. It's an excellent period of 8 years' time. Still the Dhamma is there. We are in the process. So when we take refuge in Buddha, we have to think, we can think free from anger, free from hatred, free from delusion. And for the first time, he introduced this one. There was no such a path before. In this period of time. So then, when somebody go take refuge in Buddha, we take refuge in such a wonderful character. At the same time, when we go to the practical type, pragmatic side, we are taking refuge in the qualities of the Buddha. What are the qualities? Loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, patience, courage, understanding, determination, wisdom, and such qualities. So the duty, as when take refuge in Buddha, we can go through all of them. We can go through all of them. Then we can make it, we can success. Then as a Buddhist, when you take a refuge in Buddha, that is the main purpose. And we should be able to go through all of them. So the second, what we take, say is Dhamma. I take refuge in Dhamma. When I take refuge in Dhamma, the path. Normally we can say easily, breathe in, breathe out, be mindful. I can say very comfortably. But when we put it into practice, it is not an easy task. We are in a chaotic situation everywhere in our life. We cannot enhance our body and mind. Eye gives many information, ear gives many information, nose gives information, tongue gives information, and all senses, Pancha Upadana Khandha, all of them gives different kind of opinions, thoughts into myself. And I can say very easily, simple word, mindful. mindful, be mindful. It's not going to be easy task. When we practice, it is difficult. When you find the middle path, when you are going to talk about middle path, when you are going to talk about Four Noble Truth, Eightfold Path, and such a wonderful practice, and that is the way how to develop to become the noble one. That is what we call Dhamma. I take even refuge in Dhamma. And the third one, we take refuge in Sangha. That means noble ones. Sariputta, Moggallana, most venerable, those monks, those who lived. Such a wonderful monks. They have been even practicing such a wonderful long period of time. So that is what because our time has already taken a lot of, it has gone. I'm going to short the talk today. So we are listening, we are talking when we are considering about triple gem. That is the the three gems that we are take refuge in our daily life. So we can think about them. That is why the Buddha says in the Ajagga Sutta, Anusareta Sambuddham Bhayantum Hakanosia, Anusareta Dhammam Bhayantum Hakanosia, Anusareta Sangham Bhayantum Hakanosia. So fear will not arise in your mind if you are going to properly reflect on Buddha qualities, Dhamma qualities, and Sangha qualities. So fear will be completely fade away. Anger will be completely fade away. You will be faced exactly the same as the lion that met there in the story that we talk. So I wish, with the blessing of this listening and harmonizing your thoughts, finding something inner peace, may you all be well, happy, and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante, for your very inspiring and clear Dhamma talk. I hope Upasakas and Upasikas have got some insight from today's discourse. And now we will open for a question answer session. If you have any questions, you can ask to Bhante.
One thing keep in mind, don't put difficult questions.
Yeah, you can
Easy
ask
ones.
simple questions regarding today's talk on the triple gem.
I'm just joking. You can ask whatever you.
Or the benefits of Dhamma. Listening to Dhamma, Bhante has already mentioned 5 benefits. Sutang shunati, sutang paryodapeti, like that. Yeah, unka question. Yeah, please raise your hand. So those who have question, please raise your hand.
Vandami Bhanteji. My question is, how can use triple gems to physical, mental, and how to eradicate physical, mental, and emotional diseases?
If I understand correct, how to enhance physical, mental, emotions. Eradicate. Okay. Eradicate the emotions. It is, if we are clinging to the world, I can give a very easy method. The object I gave is one of them, very easily can change the mode of thinking. I have the observation about mindfulness, the rising and falling, it is itself is the best method. If we have if less mindfulness, sati, if we are in a harder situation to be mindful, it's going to be hard. It doesn't matter. Then we can go to more further details how we grasp the world, how we attach to the world. We attach to the world because we have five sense organs are there. Panchakanda, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and so forth. But all the five senses, they themselves, if they are Panchakanda is there, no problem. Eye, ear, nose, tongue are there, then it is not going to be trouble. But when we open the eye goes, it needs certain kind of, always eye needs objects. This one is one object, this one object, and now all these things are objects are there. Objects are everywhere. Touchable, tangible, everything objects. And what we do is we are going to learn this one is table, and this one is cup, and this is telephone, watch, and then also it has a function of telephone, everything there. And all this we learn. So then we learn, this is a telephone and watch. And it gives many information. The whole world is in here now. So then I know that I can collect more information. That is that what we do is we store in our mind, in our way of thinking, and this is watch, this is table, and this is so and so, this is so and so. We store the information. And ear, I hear very beautiful voice. If it is some very nice music, how I hear like, I enjoy it, I happy, I feel comfortable, it can relax my way of my thinking, and then I store those information in my way of thinking. I can come to my psychological part also later. And the same way all the five sense organs are working. And mind itself also working the same thing. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, all the things are working like that. But we don't know still how we learn the world. I, object. We think I and object can store like that. No, cannot. So there is one process combining together each other. We call it consciousness. Chakkuncha paticca rupecha uppajjate chakku vijnana. I, object, and linking thing is we call consciousness. Create the chakku vijnana. We are storing all of them there. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and so forth. When they all the three together, inna sangati passo, passa paccha vedana. Sparsha, when we feel, then we are storing. Then after that, we are handing it over to whether I like or not, dislike. It's working. The mind is working more further inside. We perceive the world and we develop the world, and then we are in this all the principles, the worldly things. The material phenomena are there. We depend on them. The question is, that is what we call we are there now. Now your question is how to get rid of them. The way that we can get rid of is understanding. There is no any other way. Only one way that we can get rid of them, through observation. As I told you, we have different layers of vexation. Then we have to scrutinize through all vexations. With the only one path that we can scrutinize through all vexations is mindfulness. Mindfulness is only one way. Without mindfulness, you won't be able to scrutinize through all the vexations that are in our mind. That is why vipassana. That is why Buddhist tradition, we are practicing vipassana. So when we are sharpening our mind, then we will be able to slowly, gently, at least reduce for the time being. You are wonderful people. You are living in a family life, you have wife, children, husband, children, and you are working still as a lay people and working hard. We are trying with level best to adjust to so many duties and responsibilities. Still you are practicing Dhamma. It is excellent. It's very great. In the modern society, it is not an easy task. We have to go through all the difficulties. While we are going through all difficulties, we take all the problems, difficulties in our daily life, we take it easy. If you are going to be tensed with the difficulties, problems in daily life, we will not be able to see the light. We will not be able to see the light. So there's only one method to go through all the vexations. Right mindfulness. Just mindful. And when you keep mindfulness so as not to get, you see the two different things. The mind has two different ends. We call it greed and hatred. And delusion is another story. And we are pending between greed and hatred. I like it, greed. I dislike it, hate. Little, I like it, I like it, I like it, I want it, I really depend on them, and I stick to my likes. That is what we call greed. I don't like it. I don't like it. I do not feel comfortable. Then I start hating. No, I hate it. Then I stick to the density of hate. In one way, I hold on to the density of greed. I hold on to the density of hate. So I am moving this one like this, greed and hatred. Life circle, birth and death, samsaric life. We are going all the time, birth and death. That is what we call our samsaric life. That is what we call samsara. Anybody can feel this one as a human being, divine beings. They know that. They know the danger of them. And we need punya, a lot of punya to come closer to the Dhamma. Without punya, we won't be able to do that. We have to daily life, we have to do some of chanting, meditation, and things like that to feel the nature of the greed and hatred. That's it. Delusion is the main reason. The dangerous one that we have within ourselves is delusion. If the delusion is there, we will not be able to release this greed. We will not be able to release this hate. So that is it. So therefore, that is the nature of our greed and hatred. So far you enjoy with greed and hatred, you continue the circle of life. We call sansaric life. The day that you want to go beyond this, the only one way, you have to understand the nature of how you develop greed, how do you develop hate, then likes and dislikes, and go to the ends. And that both of them arises because of ignorance. So in order to come to that level, so we have our responsibility. I have my responsibility. When this morning we were chanting about Dasa Dhamma Sutta, all those things that I have done, I am paying for that. Kamma yoni, kamma bandhu, kamma patisarano, so forth. We are talking. See, all of them, not somebody else did that. It is myself did that. And the responsibility to release this one. It is my responsibility. So I do karma, and I hand over the responsibility to somebody else to pay back. Never happen. I hand over to the God. It never. The God has so many problems already. He has sufficient problems. How to solve the problems of all the millions of 600 billion people on the earth? Cannot. Therefore, it is the responsibilities on ourselves. That is our individual activities are the only way that you can release, only way that you can find inner emancipation. That is what we call Nibbana. Nibbana is the only one way that we can feel inner harmony and peace and free from this sansaric life. So that is how I can answer your question. Daily life, you better use mindfulness, better use different the method to how to develop. Dana, Shila, Bhavana is very, very important. Sila, Sabadhi, Pajna, very important daily life. When you do go deeper, then successful. I hope you get it.
Anyone else has any question? Vajira, okay, please. We have now, okay, the Dhamma part is over now, and we question.
Vandami Bhante. So, if a person is delusional, then generally he won't be able to understand what kind of delusions are inside. So, can you help us with some examples of like what are the general delusions one may have and like how to overcome them?
All right. We are talking about Paticca Samuppada. Paticca Samuppada. I am going to talk about Paticca Samuppada. We call it in English dependent origination. When we study the Paticca cause and effect. Hetum Paticca Hetu Bhanga Nirujjati. When the cause is there, result is there. When the cause is not there, the result is not there. The only one easiest way that we can, I can give a very good example. If we are going to plant a tree, the first position of the tree is maybe a seed, maybe we take from the bar, maybe some other way we get the smallest one, and slowly, gently growing, and growing to a bigger, much bigger, huge tree. That is how we develop, we create our greed and hatred too. So it depends on my ego, my desire, my insight is the main reason, is the main force within ourselves, the path to hetum patisambhutang hetu bhangane rujyati. Then when we reduce this tree from the bottom, that's what we call uproot. Uproot the roots of the greed and hatred and delusion. So then the only one way that we can do is when we follow that method, mindfulness is the only one solution. Then still when to do this also we need this path. Did you get it? We want to go more further. The plantation of tree.
So, if we are like delusional about something, like how would we know that like we are delusional? Let's say if I am under some influence, then how do I realize that like maybe I'm speaking a lot of lies or maybe I'm doing bad things? But I might not be able to understand that like I am doing the bad things.
Right. Okay.
So how do I understand that bad thing is what is causing the delusion and how to overcome that?
Okay. So how do I understand whether I have greed and hatred, right?
Yeah.
Normally, when we are enjoying the world, we never feel it. It never gives any hints. I give a very good example. 50 years ago, when I traveled to this Bangalore, by that time it was a forest. And by that time, many people were having such a wonderful lifestyle. They take care of each other, very comfortable, very lovely. And now, after 40, 50 years, urbanization, very huge buildings have come, and temples become slowly, very small and small, and their faith disappeared very slowly. Then, well, still there are something left, and then just still they are doing something. Some of them, their concepts of calm, cool is already gone. So we are in the process of this, and then only one way that we are developing the day-to-day life, we are collecting so many things, materials. We are collecting materials to extend our worldly life. We are doing that. So we are following the path of what other people are doing. Can you remember the story of Prince ascetic Siddhartha? The last day, he went to the what do you call it? Maha Sujata gives milk rice, and Buddha make it 48, and then he ate them, and after that he went to the river and left on the water. If I am going to be the Buddha, let it go upward. That means against the current. So we are in the current now. We are continuing. We are in the current. That means such a wonderful period over now. Then all trees are cut down, and I was looking for sandalwood for so many days here. I never find any, and only the politicians I found some sandalwood oil. Then they are going to give me. So then it's very difficult to find sandalwood today. The name is there, Chandana is there, the word is there, the smell is not there. Even today, they don't have it. The people, they don't know they don't understand the smell of the sandalwood. Unfortunately, that means Dhamma also. How can we find the Dhamma? We are living in the Dhamma, but we can't see the Dhamma because illusions are so strong. We are following the current. Since we are following the current, we won't be able to. We are following day by day. We are collecting more karma, more karma, more karma. So we have to have. When we listen Dhamma, then we can reduce it. Then we can make a firm determination. If I am going to give a very good example, have you heard about clay? Have you heard about clay? What is the nature of the clay?
It molds into whatever you put in.
Yes. You get more learn when you are going to, if you are a farmer, then you know the nature of the clay. And then very liquidity is much. If you are going to put a strong bar there, is it going to be very strong? It is moving. It is moving fast. Because we have planted the bar in the clay. The clay is very, very flexible. We can move to anywhere. But we are also, even though we listen Dhamma, we are in the current, and then we are trying to establish our mindfulness, and we are trying to do that, and we are the same way as this bar, going here and there. One way I go to the spiritual to think about the Dhamma, the other way I am flexible to the other side. And this all the time I am moving. Then how can I do that? So that is the reason why we cannot see the Dhamma. We are already in the Dhamma. Within seconds, you will be able to see the Dhamma. If you are very vicious, if you are if you are very clearly observant, then you will be able to see it. Dhamma is not outside. Dhamma is within you. Imasmin eva kalebare dukkhancha, dukkha samudayancha, dukkha nirodhancha dukkha nirodha patipadancha panyapemi. That means Buddha says very clearly, dukkha is within this Padam body. The cause to the dukkha is also within our Padam body. To go beyond this is also within our body. And to come to Eight Noble Path, also within our body. Then Dhamma is not within out of us. Dhamma is within ourselves. The only one thing that we have not become a strong, solid, determined idea to practice Dhamma. So that is the reason why in the modern society, there are so many people become monks. Still they don't find Dhamma. They have, some of them, they are talking instead of Dhamma, Bhaktivada. Instead of Buddha, Dhamma, Samma, they are having Bhaktivada within them. Yes. This is not Buddha's teaching, the Bhaktivada. And so many different opinions, they have their own opinions, way of practice. So far we come to the path of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha properly, very clear understanding, no way out. We are going to in the modern society, because of money, we become monks. Some of them, we become Buddhists. Some of them do different things. Very complicated modern society. Because international politics, I am not going to talk about that subject today. That is a very vast subject. So we have to very clearly observe the path of the Dhamma. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. There is no any other way. So I wish all the best. And if you want more clearer understanding, no problem. You can continue.
Thanks a lot, Bhante.